Hi friends, it's Stephanie with Steph's on a Budget, and welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be doing our March debt update. Now I know it's only March 24th. Well, it's March 24th the day I'm filming. I'm not sure exactly what day you guys are going to see it. And why am I so out of breath letting the dogs inside? Jeez. Anywho, so I'm not sure what day you guys will see it, but I know it's not technically the end of March, but it is the end of our March budget just based on our payday schedule. So we're gonna go ahead and close out our debt numbers and take a look and see what kind of progress we made. I am pretty excited about this month because we had had some extra income and so hit some pretty good debt payoff strides. Now, I will preface and say that this is not a normal income month for us. We received a work bonus, and so that allowed us to pay off quite a bit of debt. So going forward, we'll be back to kind of our usual payoff numbers, but I'm happy to take advantage of the 1 month a year where we can typically spend a little time getting ahead. So without further ado, let's take a look. We're going to start off in my budget binder to start, and we're going to be taking a look at our March debt payment plan. This form is from the Budget Mom workbook, so this is the form that we use, and then I'll move into kind of my debt payoff notebook that I created as well. So let me get my pen. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take a look at, well, I'm going to shift the book and then zoom y'all in so you can see a little bit better what we're writing down here. And then let me bring this down. Oh, and I did want to start, if you go back and look at my February debt update, I had totally did some bad math. Somehow I had wrote up, I don't know what I did. I had wrote down our student loan starting. I had put it at $6,698, so I was $300 off. So I had us at 91,000, you might remember, but we were really at 92, and I just kind of caught that when I was setting this page up for March. So if you're wondering where that different number came from, that was bad math on my part, but I am glad I caught it and was able to update so it reflected correctly. But the first thing we're going to do is take a look at what accounts we have, what their starting balance was, their interest rate, minimum payment, the payment that we made, and what the current balance is. We'll log on the second page over here. So to start with, Home Depot has been our priority, and you're wondering why probably when you see a 0% interest. So if you're new here, the reason our Home Depot was our priority debt is because as of July, we had a no interest payment plan that was going to be expiring. And if you have never had a Home Depot card, or not even just Home Depot cards, because I caught it on my Pandora card too, if you have those periods where they give you 0% interest free for, let's say, 12 months, right? Because we had a washer and dryer for 12 months interest free is what that was. Well, if we didn't have that amount, get down. Sorry, my dog jumped on my bed and I'm having carpets cleaned and my mirror is up there and it totally freaked him out, and me too. Okay, sorry guys, I had to check on that mirror. Jeez Louise, I left the door open so that they didn't hear me in here talking to myself and start barking, and now they're acting crazy. Okay, so what I was saying was, so we had a washer and dryer 12 months interest free, and if we didn't have that amount paid off by July, it wasn't that the amount that was remaining was going to start picking up interest. No, you get a lump sum of all the interest you would have accrued in that time period, and they add it onto your card. And unfortunately, I found that out the hard way on this card when we had an interest-free plan that expired in January, and I was like, what? How did my card go up $200? Well, it was all that interest that should have been accruing that wasn't, because I didn't get that balance paid. So that's why we moved Home Depot to priority one. So if you have something like that on any of your credit cards, I encourage you to take a look at that and really kind of read the fine print and see how that's going to look. Because I had the same situation on my Pandora card. When I opened that, I had, spend quite a bit, and it was 0% interest free for 6 months. Well, that was going to end like March 13th. So I saw that and very quickly like paid off the rest of that balance so that I wouldn't have this big chunk of interest that hits. Because in my head, I always thought, well, it's whatever the balance is, we'll just start accruing interest. No, 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 no. So long story short, that is why Home Depot was made the priority. So our Home Depot in March started with a balance of $1,050.93. Most of that was 0% interest, and a very small amount of that, I think, sat at, oh gosh, I don't even know what the interest rate. If I had to guess, it's probably 29%, because that's with inflation and everything and the interest rates being all raised. That's about what a normal store kind of credit card is running these days. So I would say it's probably in the 20s somewhere. The minimum payment on that was $30 a month, but for the month of March, so this little section is different. Normally I think it says like priority, so you can prioritize your debts. Well, I just list them in whatever order, but for me, I changed this so I can see how much money I paid towards that particular account for the entirety of the month. So this for me is the total amount I paid for the month. So Home Depot, we paid this balance in full. We paid $1,050.93. Next, we have one of our Capital One cards, and it had a balance of $513.95. That interest rate was 29%. Minimum payment is $25. And we paid, so this number is going to be a little funky because I will use cards sometimes if I'm checking out online to earn points, and because that particular card might just already be set up on an account or something that I'm ordering from. And so I will use the card, but then I'll take money out of the envelopes and pay it towards the card. So sometimes it'll show, like a payment that's not really a debt payment per se. It's just paying off it's money I had allocated for something, and it's just paying off that amount that I used. So sometimes the numbers don't quite make sense, but we ended up paying in total for this card $719.39. And again, it's because I think I put some softball stuff on there, if I'm remembering correctly, for my daughter, and then just took it out of her softball envelope and paid it off. So that's why this number is a little bit higher. It's because I added intentionally to that card. But so then our next Capital One card was at $538.47, also at 29%, also a minimum payment of $25. If you've been watching my channel for a while, guys, you know by now that I do not make these minimum payments. I just, we never have, which I think has allowed us to, I can only imagine if we weren't, if our debt is this high now, if we weren't, geez, it would be so much worse. So, I mean, we've always kind of paid a minimum of like $100 on these cards, always. But, with income changes and inflation and everything, and costs of living just increasing so much, we definitely have dropped that down, but we do typically always pay more than the minimum. So $538.47 to start on this card. We paid a total of $605.47 for the month of March. Okay, next up we have another credit card. This balance sits at $3,161.71 starting in March, has a 17% interest rate, and the minimum payment on that one is $62, and we paid $100 towards this account. So you can see we're always paying above the minimum just to get a little bit more ahead. If I was only making this minimum payment, only like $20 would be coming off of this account every month, you guys. At $3,000, we never get anywhere. So I know that's not the traditional snowball way per se. We've never followed either or. We've never done the traditional snowball or debt avalanche. I tend to kind of find meaning in what I'm paying off. So I explained the reason we paid off the Home Depot. That's why I prioritized that. most of the time there's like an emotional connection to whatever I'm paying off. Like sometimes I'll get a monthly statement and it'll just trigger something in me, and I'll just be, most of the time, if I'm being honest, I become really annoyed with it, and I'm just like, that's it. I'm done paying this account, and that's the one that I'll shoot for, if I'm being honest. That might not make sense to you guys, but sometimes there's just a particular debt that, for whatever reason, just really gnaws at you, and it's okay if it doesn't fall in the snowball or avalanche method to just get rid of it and give yourself a little bit of extra peace of mind. So next, moving on, sorry guys, kind of long-winded this morning, is our city card, by far our biggest one. The starting balance in March for this one was $8,219.48. This interest rate sits at 19%, and the minimum payment is around $220 a month. And for city, we paid $200. So for the month of March. So obviously that seems weird, right? I do think that this is the minimum payment, but it looks like we paid under. I always pay $150 every pay period to this card for gas purchases, and then I swipe the card for gas, and my husband swipes the card for gas because we get pretty good rewards for gas on this card. And so technically we actually would have paid about $500 to this card, but $300 of that is for gas purchases that we're adding back onto it. So it thinks we've made the payment, but the reality is only $200 of that was actually allocated to the debt of the card, if that makes sense. Amazon, our balance was $868.79, 30% interest rate on this, and the minimum payment was $70. The month before, I had the minimum payment at like $30. I don't know why that was stuck in my head. And so this Amazon card and the Bank of America, I didn't like have the app on my phone to access. They're kind of like my, there are accounts, but I usually just tell my husband, hey, can you throw this at this card? Well, I never see what the balance is due on that. And I told him, can you pay the $30 to the Amazon card? And that didn't, oh, you guys, I'm so upset. It didn't hit the minimum payment. And so we got hit with a late fee for like the first time ever. And I was just so annoyed and so mad at myself. And so I was like, that's it. We have to set these up on my phone so I can see what the payment is, because I'm setting the budget and I need to, I feel bad. Hey babe, what's this all the time? It's just easier if I could see it and just put it in the budget and get it done. So I've got these on my phone now, and I'll take over paying them. It's no fault of his. He just always does what I tell him because he knows I set up the budget. That doesn't mean he's not connected to the budget in any way. He certainly is. We openly communicate about finances. It just was somehow something the two of us missed together, and I think this change will help us. But so frustrating, you guys, so frustrating. Thankfully, I noticed, like, I caught it. I don't even know how I caught it. I was just kind of, I think, laying in bed, and I was like, oh my gosh, was that the payment? I don't think we did that right. And I had him check it the day after. So the payment's due on the 3rd, and I had him check on the 4th, and sure enough, it said we still owed like $14. I was like, oh my gosh, hurry up and pay it. And then we did get hit with the interest fee. So it's not going to impact my credit or his credit, thankfully, but we did get hit with the late fee, unfortunately. So let's see. So we paid for our Amazon account $897.79. And again, that's because we had a lovely late fee. Yay, yes. Okay, then we have our Apple card. Some of this, I think about $600 of this is like adding interest, and the interest rate is 26%. The other remainder of that is all installment plans for my husband's iPhone and an iPad for my son, and an Apple Pen. So that all sits at 0%, and it's a 0% monthly installment. So the minimum payment on everything is $147. And so for this account in March, we put $1,810.19 to this account. So you guys can see we're making some pretty big payments here. Again, this is not our usual income. This is all bonus money we had that allowed us to get a little bit ahead on some of these debts. So, okay, Bank of America, our balance here started at $1,008.02. This has a promotional 5% interest rate on it. The minimum payment on this one is $25, and I do have this one on my phone now where I could just make the payment and leave my husband alone about it. And for this one, we paid $30 to that account for the month of March. Pandora started at $349.96. With that had that promotional 0%, and then outside of that it sits at like 29 point something, so I just rounded it up to 30. And I'm not sure why I left the minimum payment on this one blank, but I did. But that is not the right one. The minimum payment on this account, guys, was $30. And this again I'm so glad that I kind of looked at this. I don't even know what made me do it, but I think I'm just kind of clicking around in the account and just familiarizing myself with it a little bit more. And saw that promotion was going to end on the 13th. And so I was like, oh, I need to pay that. Priority. So for March, we paid $349.96 to Pandora. Next up, we have a student loan. Our starting balance, again, I was off on this one when I ended February. I don't know what I did there. The balance on this one is $6,998. It's in deferment, so 0% interest, no minimum payments required, and we paid $0 to this account. Now, I do keep that snowball in my budget. You guys see that every time I set up a, well, not every time, but you see it in the monthly budget. But I pay the $100 to different debts, so $0 went to that account. Our truck, we finally had a March payment, our first payment, and our starting balance was $66,084.62. It sits at 4%, and we paid $1,212.60 to this account, which is above, right? So I paid if you remember with my, I think I was in my bonus budget with me. I get mileage reimbursement for traveling costs for work, usually once a month. And my husband and I have always said, well, let's be intentional with that and just put anytime that comes in, it's extra income. It's not built into our budget. So it's nothing we expect because it's so completely variable. There's no way of knowing what the amount is or if I'll even have one. And so we've always said, let's just throw it to principal on the vehicle. And so that's what we did. But I am so frustrated because I made the payment, indicated it to be a principal only payment, and the system allows you to do that. It even says like additional principal. So you're thinking I'm putting this towards a principal. Well, I got the notification that my account was paid and saw that it didn't go to principal. They put it towards a payment, and they did that on both of my vehicles. And I was so frustrated. So I called the bank and, I asked the credit union, like, I specifically indicated this. Your system is specifically asking me additional principal, and that's not what happened. And she said it was like a system flaw and they were working on it. So in the meantime, she said the best thing would be to move it into the savings account and call them, and they will make the payment appropriately, which who has time for that in all honesty? But if that's what I have to do for now, then that's what I'll do. I mean, it's not convenient, but it's okay. So basically it shows, instead of my full payment for April, it shows I only owe $800 now. So what I'll do is I'll still pay my full payment, but I'll put it into the savings, call them, and the $200 will go to principal, but not until April, unfortunately. So just something that, an extra step I'll have to do. So always, check and, once you make the payment, guys, sometimes it's not just one and done. Always go into your accounts, like get familiar with your accounts. I'm pretty anal about checking, sometimes I get on my husband because I'm like, you don't look at your pay stub and find out where every dollar's going. He's like, sometimes I just can't be bothered. And I'm like, man, I scrutinize that thing like you wouldn't believe. And so just get familiar with your pay stubs, get familiar with your banking, and get familiar with all these accounts, and don't be afraid to click around. And like I said, if you have promotional balances, oh gosh, you guys, just look at them really good. So, and then our mortgage, we started at $337,507 and a cent for March. We have 3% interest rate. Our minimum payment's about $2,296, and we just round that up and throw the extra dollars at principal, and so we paid $2,300 for our mortgage. So that is what March looked like. So if you look just with our minimum payments, our monthly debts, including our mortgage, which is a big chunk. And if you're new here and you kind of are just following along, our mortgage did go up this year because of our escrow. We had an escrow shortage because, of course, taxes went up, but it seems like that was kind of nationwide, in all honesty. I think in the beginning of January, everybody was kind of complaining about that. And then also the newest trend is everybody's complaining about their insurance going up. So I think those are just kind of nationwide trends. But with that, our minimum debt payments every month are $3,913. And let's go ahead, bring this in, and see how much we paid total towards debt for the month of March in payments. Holy Moses. I have not looked at this number yet, you guys. So, this is a new number for me too. So we put a total of $9,275.73 towards our debt for the month of March. I can't say it enough, you guys. This is not normal income for us. This was a bonus. Man, that hurt my stomach a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. So let's log that down. $9,275.73, y'all. That's wild. Absolutely wild. So some pretty good progress. Hopefully that reflects in the big number down here. Yikes. Just yikes. So before we get into these numbers, actually, let's jump into it. And then when we get through the next month, I'll kind of explain some things that we've got going on that's going to change hopefully in April with the debt and the way the debt payoff is going to look. So next thing we want to look at is what are the new starting balances, and that will give us, let me bring y'all up, sorry. And so I'm actually going to pull this out just so I can move this up better and y'all can see it. I have a very small working desk space, and the reason why is because I work from home primarily, and so my work desk is also my personal desk, and it's got a lot of stuff on it. So I've just got like a small little square that I can work with you guys. So I'm sorry. Okay, so I made the adjustment. Our last month, so in February, we ended our debt with $92,076.98. And in April, we made this payment. And so our new month debt balance is going to be, this part, okay, sorry. This part, for some reason, always throws me off. So what I need to find out is what are the starting balances for April, and then we can come in and plug in the numbers down here. So actually, let me just move this to the side really quick, and then I'm going to shift the book to this side of the page, and we're going to be looking at what the new balances are. So this is also a page out of the Budget Mom, and I don't track our net worth, but I just kind of use this for the liabilities part of it. So I used to just make like a sticky note and stick it on there, and then I saw this page and I was like, oh, that's probably what that's for. So I literally just list it here. I don't use the rest of the page. But so the starting balance in April for our Home Depot is $0, you guys. Yay, paid off. Our goal for Home Depot was April 30th, so we are a month ahead on hitting that goal. I'm super proud of us. Our starting payment for our Capital One, also $0. Our other Capital One, also $0. Okay, our next credit card is $3,107.99. The Citi card balance, $8,000. Oh, geez. Sorry, guys, this is probably going to be a pretty long video today, so I hope you're still sticking around here. $8,495.52. So we did go the wrong way on this one, unfortunately, guys, for I think interest, and I'm not sure. Amazon, so we paid this off in full, and then the payment I literally paid it on the end of the statement date, and so we did have a little bit of interest come back and hit the card, so the balance on Amazon is $3.22. So once you guys pay off a credit card, don't ignore it. Go back in after your kind of normal statement resets and make sure it's at a zero and you haven't got any more interest. So if your accounts are active, even if you're not using them, so you paid off a credit card, you keep it, you locked it in your safe, whatever, you didn't close the account, you still need to get in there once a month, you guys, and check them, because you just never know. So $3.22 on Amazon. Our Apple Card balance is now $1,989.85. So yay, that dropped down quite a bit. I think all but $60 on this is paid off, and it's just the installments now, so that's great. Our Bank of America balance is only $9.26. Now, how can that be when we only paid $30 and that was at 1,000? And I will explain that here in just a few minutes, you guys. Our Pandora, same thing, paid it off. The statement hit, and there's a little bit of interest remaining at $3, so we'll pay that off. The student loan, we didn't pay anything towards that, so it's the same, $6,998.00. Okay, the truck, let's see, is at $65,703.07, and our mortgage is $336,912.90. So not huge progress on either of those, but they did both come under the next 1,000, so that's exciting. Duncan, no. These dogs, you guys. Okay, so now that we know what our starting balances are, let's go ahead and add these up. And remember, I do track my mortgage because it is a debt, but you know, that's just going to be there for a long time. So I don't add it into the big number. So we're just going to kind of add everything without the mortgage. So we've got $31,07.99, $84,9552, $322, $1989.85, this one, I'm trying to think. This is going to throw my number off, you guys. Okay, so what happened was we got a credit card offer. You remember last month I mentioned I think I might consider a balance transfer for the city card so that we could get 0% interest and really start making some progress, because this is just climbing higher and higher. I was really unsettled about that. I'm not a big fan of moving debts around, but I did finally decide I think that's the best decision for us so that we can make some progress. And so we got a promotion for 21 months, 0% interest, and got approved. I'm the idiot who didn't think I can't move a city to a city card. So, so yay. So then I had a separate one, another offer for 15 months, 0% interest free on a Discover. So went ahead and applied for that, got it, and did a balance transfer request for the city. So this city balance is going to move to a new credit card, but it's pending. It takes about 2 weeks plus a few days to kind of post. So it won't happen until April. And then what we did with the other card that we originally opened to move the city to, we decided to go ahead and move this credit card and the Bank of America credit card to that other one for the 0% for 21 months, because these both are having some interest on them. So we opened 2 new accounts and transferred 3 onto those. So those debts are still, this debt is still there, but it's just not on this card. So maybe I need to asterisk this, I think is what I'll do for this month. And that one went to otherwise my numbers aren't going to be correct. And so we'll just put new. And that balance, I think, is 164 and some change, but we'll just call it 164. Otherwise, that the whole number here is not going to reflect correctly. So sorry, guys. I'm glad I caught that. Otherwise, I would have been really low and then back up again next month, and we all would have been wondering what the heck happened. Okay, so I'm glad that because these are still here on their original creditors, so those are going to reflect, so I'm glad that I kind of caught that. So, okay, back to adding all this back up. Again, guys, this is going to be a pretty long one, so sorry about that. But hopefully you're still here. Okay, so our new total debt balance is $87,373.91. So pretty good. Okay. All right, so let's come back on over to this form now. And so this month's debt balance is now $87,373.91. So if we subtract those two numbers, let me bring this over where you guys can see it. So 92,076.98 minus 87,373 is a difference of $4,703.07. Okay, great. So then if we come over to our overall debt progress, our original starting balance was $93,312, and then we're going to carry this number, this new debt, this new month over to the same side. Okay. And let's take a look at the difference in these two now. And that difference is $5,938.53. So that means we've paid off $5,930.53 towards our debt so far this year. So pretty darn good. Again, not a normal income month for us, guys. I can't stress that enough. We probably won't see numbers like this again the rest of the year, but it feels good to get a little bit ahead. It'll get better. Even though this month was really great for us, I will say that I am starting to, it's only 3 months in and I've already got a little bit of debt fatigue. Normally I should be kind of coming off of a high and seeing this much progress, and this should like remotivate, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm setting up the budget for this month. It was like, I really just don't want to pay another dollar towards debt. I just am feeling really fatigued about it all. But the important piece there is that it's normal to feel that way from time to time, guys. That even though you feel that way, you just keep making forward movement. So we will continue to keep working on this and trying to get ahead. And there goes Duncan, sorry. I did want to go through charts and stuff with you guys. This video is already getting pretty long though, so, but let's take a look anyways. So we're going to set this book to the side. Hopefully you're still here with me. Oh, sorry if I bumped you there. And we'll pull this one out. Let me zoom you out a bit. And we'll take a look at our payments. So this little tracker I got from Snow Gardener 307 off of her Etsy shop. So if you're interested in this form, you can check her out. I had lost my like original one, and so I just recreated this on my own, but the so it looks a little different, just the font and stuff, but it is her form. Okay, so in March, we'll take a look at where we made payments. Well, let's go through it. We know the Home Depot sits at 0. So we did pay this off officially March 10th, I believe. Let's take a look. So on 2/24, this will bug me like crazy. If I change the font color now, even though I know you guys can't see this color very well. We started at $1,050.93. We paid $650 payment, no interest, hit, and so that brought us to $493 for our balance. And that was a March payment. And so was this next one. And then on March 10th, I believe, yes, on March 10th, we paid the remainder of $400.93. Well, yeah, that's right. No interest, and that brought us to $0, you guys. So we paid it off March 10th of 2023. Yay! So about a month, little over a month more than our goal. And we started January 1 at $2,913 on that account, you guys. So that is wonderful. Okay, let me zoom you back out. I just had to zoom you in really close for that really light orange ink. Oops, sorry about these. So that means we'll get to color in all of these remaining credit cards. Okay, so then I created our next one. Okay, sorry guys, I had to pause. My daughter came in. They're coming to clean our carpets today, and so she keeps asking me all kinds of questions on what to do with her all of our stuff. Okay, so I created our next one. Zoom me out a wee bit more. This one is so our next priority debt is going to be our Apple credit card. And so we're going to start tracking this one. So starting February 24th, our balance on this one was $3,283.05. And we're not going to worry about this. So our ending balance is going to be the same. Okay, and then I'm going to just get away from the rings a little bit, you guys. So again, that same form from Snow Garden 307, and then I just decorate it with stickers and washi and stuff that I have for like planning and things like that. So on 310, we made a payment of, oh geez, I really probably don't need to write this starting balance over and over again, but here we are. We paid $250, no interest, has accrued. So let's see, 3. So that left us with $3,033.05. I feel like I'm rushing now, guys, just because this is taking so long. I'm so sorry. Okay, then on the 12th, this is going to look a little weird. We made 2 payments. So I'll bring this balance down. And then on the 12th, we paid $960.19. And that's because that's what the balance was on that card. So minus $960.19. That left us with $2,072.86. Now this next one's kind of weird. It's that same situation where like I told you, I'll budget for something, purchase it on a card, and then pay it right back off. And so that's what we did here. This was for a birthday present for my son, plus a little extra. So then on the 12th again, I ordered something for his birthday and just used the Apple card because it was the easiest way to check out. And then turned around, paid that off, and then also paid a little bit more. So then we've made another payment of $340, which is not adding up. This card is kind of hard to read, in all honesty. So why is this number? Okay, well, I'm just gonna go with it, and then I'll figure out what happened there. Oh, I know why. It's because I need to add that I think that's what it is. 1932. Let me just grab the balance on this, you guys. It's because we didn't make this as a debt payment. That's why it's not working out. Okay, so I have to add the purchase of $256.99 in there, and then our number will be correct. So sorry, that was confusing. And hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So our balance is $1,989.85 on this card. $1,989.85. So yay! Pretty big jump here already, you guys, for the month of March. And then I'll fill all this all off camera because this video is just getting so long, you guys. But I will share, I think our payoff goal date for this one is going to be the end of June, so June 30th. Okay, and then I printed another kind of credit card debt tracker color in. This came from the Budget Mom, so I'll go ahead and take care of that off camera, so you'll see this colored in the next time we come together. And then I went ahead and created 2 more of these guys because when we wrap up April, after the balance transfers, we should only be left with the Apple Card, and then we'll have the new Citi Card with the balance transfer, also another credit card tracker for that, and then we will also have the new Discover credit card that will have the balance transfer. So in April, we should be narrowed down and just working with the 3 cards, which is going to be really nice. And then again, another credit card debt tracker for them. Okay, I do want to do this one with you guys because it's so much fun. And this is where we saw the most progress this month. So in January, or January 1st, we started the year with $20,230 in credit card debt. And now our credit card debt is, let's add in all those numbers. So now our credit card debt is $14,657.36, which is a difference of that $5,572.64. So if we take 5572 and we divide it by, each leaf is 203, we should be able to color in 27 total, and we've got 6 on there, so we get to color in 21 of these. And we are going to color yellow because we're kind of just following a rainbow theme. So I will color this in and then just speed you guys kind of up for this part here. Yay, there is our colored in spiral for March. So we're doing pretty good, you guys. And I think last but not least, we have our total debt tracker, and this, oh, sorry, I should say this little leaf tracker I got from Debt Free Charts, so you can check that out there. And this one is our total debt. And this one came from the Budget Mom, so you can check that out there. So we started at 9.3. Wait, we can cheat on this, you guys. So our total debt payoff was, or is, I should say, $5,938. And we won't worry about the cents. And divided by 933. So we get to color in 6 stars total, so that's much much better than the one we finally hit last month. So we've already got one, so that means we can color in 5 more. And I want to say I used this one, yeah. So yay! Okay, you guys, we did it. We finally got to the end. If you are still here, thank you so much for sticking around till the end of the video. I know it was a really long, chatty one. But that is our look at March debt update progress, you guys. So exciting stuff. But again, the fatigue is real. So we'll keep working on it. I appreciate you guys all so much for being here, watching my videos, supporting us on the journey. And I can't express enough thanks for the encouragement you guys give me all the time, every day in the comments. But yeah, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.